Have you ever noticed how the loudest voices in the room often speak about money and around money, but the truly wealthy people seem to just carry a different air? It's this quiet confidence. It's a knowing. Welcome back to the Banking Bros channel. I'm Jonah, and today we're not shouting from the rooftops. We're listening to the whispers of wealth. In a world of financial noise where gurus promise you quick fixes, they promise you and they scream about our mistakes, right? You've seen them. We're going to take a different path. We're going to explore why the most successful people don't feel the need to be the loudest in the room, and why you, or how you, can cultivate this quiet confidence in your own financial life, and why it isn't just about being secretive, it's actually just about being deliberate. So here's the thing. We live in a world of financial noise. If you turn on the radio, if you scroll through social media, you will find a chorus of voices telling you exactly what you're doing wrong and how they can help you fix it. Often it's got a healthy dose of, enthusiasm. We all know the names, right? The big personalities. They've built their entire empires. They've got lots of followers on a very specific style of communication.
How is it that America is so completely wussified that the idea that you should not eat out if you're broke?
It is loud. It is direct. It often has an edge of urgency. Do it now. They'll tell you to cut up your credit cards. They'll tell you to pay off your debt with fiery passion. Tell you never, ever, 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 ever again touch this or that, and definitely don't look at things like whole life insurance. So there's a certain energy about this approach, right? It's a sense of urgency that can absolutely be motivating for some because the message is clear, it's direct, and it's often super loud. So concepts that they've developed, like this gentleman's debt snowball or the 7 baby steps, are super powerful. And I'm not sitting here telling you they have not helped millions of people get out of debt and start building their financial lives. The intent is super good. The passion is real. But is it the only way? That's my question. Is this the way the truly wealthy people operate? Think about it. This loud approach often stems from a place of, how would you describe it? Righteous anger, right? It's against debt. It's against financial carelessness. It's kind of got this shock and awe feature, which is designed really to snap people out of their bad habits. And for many, that's exactly what they need. It's a really powerful tool, but it's not the only tool in the toolbox. So let's consider the nature of true lasting wealth. Is it built on reacting to every financial fire with intense fervor? Or is it actually cultivated with patience, with wisdom, with long-term perspective? So take a second, think about those who you know who have achieved this significant financial independence. And here's my question for you. Are they the loudest voices? Or do they often possess this quiet strength? It's actually this deep understanding of principles rather than just rules. Proverbs speaks of wisdom in hushed tones. It says in Proverbs 29, "A fool utters all his mind, but a wise person keeps it back." I think it's not about being secretive. It's about being thoughtful. It's about having a deliberate application of knowledge. True wealth isn't always about the dramatic turnaround. It's a lot of times about consistent, wise choices that are made over time. It's built in the quiet moments, not the loud ones. It's a steady compounding force that works silently in the background. The wealthy don't need to yell because their decisions are based on a foundation of proven principles, not emotional reactions. They understand that financial success is a marathon, not a sprint. They've learned to separate their emotion from their money, and they make good decisions based on logic and long-term vision. They don't panic when the markets dip. They don't get reckless when it soars. They simply stick to the plan. So let me give a practical example, right? Imagine someone struggling with a financial decision. The louder approach might involve like scolding, emphasizing the mistakes, demanding immediate drastic action. It could sound like, "What were you thinking? You need to sell that thing or that car or that house right now, right away." But here's my question. What does wise counsel look like? It involves understanding. It involves empathy. It involves guiding principles. It's actually more about asking questions, exploring your options, helping someone arrive at their own informed decision rather than simply dictating a solution. It's way more of a conversation. It probably sounds like Let's walk through the numbers on that together. What are your long-term goals? And does this decision get you closer or further away from the thing you actually want? It's about empowerment. It's not just instruction. Think of the folks out there in the financial space that are the wealthiest that you can name, right? I'll name a few really popular ones because this is easy to follow. Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates. Now they're the most popular names in our space, but how often do you see them giving financial advice, like cut up all your credit cards? Just doesn't happen very often. I think there is a profound difference. One approach is about tearing down and then rebuilding. The other approach is about building on a foundation of understanding. The loud approach creates this sense of shame, which sometimes can just paralyze people. The quiet approach creates a sense of clarity and confidence. It helps people see the path forward without being judged for their past. The underlying wisdom in these teachings is often really sound. The difference we're exploring today is in the delivery and, of course, in the overall philosophy. The loud voices focus on immediate problems. The quiet ones, long-term solutions, almost the only thing they can see. The truly wealthy individuals I've encountered rarely boast. They rarely berate people. They actually understand the journey. They understand the complexities of that journey. They understand the personal nature that happens in financial growth. They don't really need to yell because they've seen first how their quiet, consistent actions have led to their results. They offer guidance based on timeless principles. Disciplined saving, that's a big one. Thoughtful investing, that's a big one. And of course, living within one's means. But they deliver these principles with patience and they deliver them with understanding. Their confidence isn't in the volume of their voice, it's actually in the depth of their understanding. They've seen the cycles, they've weathered storms, they've built their wealth through consistent application of sound principles. They don't really need to shout because their results speak for themselves. They've learned that financial success is about creating systems, it's not just following rules. And they, more than likely, have built a machine that works for them. And they are its quiet, confident operator of that machine. In the essence, it's kind of like people with wealth whisper. It's someone who has mastered their finances so entirely that they don't need to talk about them all the time. Their actions are actually just their testimony. Their peace of mind is their proof. So here's my question. How do we adopt this wealth whisperer mindset? I think it starts with a shift in perspective. First, focus on education, not just entertainment. Seek out reliable information, understand the fundamentals, develop your own informed perspective. So here's my offer to you. If you'd like, I've written an e-guide to our save and spend system, right, that you can implement. And I'll actually just include a link to that guide in the description of this video. Now, here's what I'm saying to you. I'm not saying that this is about blindly following a guru. I think this is about becoming your own financial expert. Second, you've got to practice patience and consistency over impulsive action. Financial success is a slow motion game. Don't get caught up in the latest stock market frenzy, the latest real estate boom. You've got to just stick to your plan day after day, week after week, month after month. And you've got to trust in the power of compounding and trust in the power of time. Third, when offering advice to others, choose understanding over judgment. Be the person that provides a listening ear and a guiding hand, not the person who shouts from the mountaintop. You are allowed to be calm in their financial storm. Ultimately, the path to lasting wealth isn't paved with loud pronouncements. The most profound financial wisdom is often found in the quiet, intentional strategies of those who have built wealth thoughtfully. It's the philosophy championed by the late Nelson Nash in his book. The book, of course, that we reference all the time on our channel, Becoming Your Own Banker. Nash taught this concept of private family banking. It's using whole life insurance to control your cash flow and recapture interest that you would have otherwise paid to outside institutions. That idea is at the core of our save and spend system. It's a way to grow your money with quiet confidence, ensuring your capital is always working for you while simultaneously spending money. If you're ready to move past the financial noise and learn the principles to implement these time-tested things, then we're here to help. You can book a call with one of our coaches today and you can get started. The link's in the description. But here's what you'll notice on that call. There won't be any yelling or making you feel bad about the situation you're in. More question asking, more understanding about where you are now and where you want to be, where we're headed into the future. Because we think the journey to financial peace isn't a race to the loudest finish line, right? It's a quiet walk, day by day, step by step, taken with purpose and understanding. Thanks for listening.
To the banking bro, said we couldn't make it, drink or settle, this the life we chose. Gave a lot of game, we never got a lot of things. Bow your head and say the prayer, we taught you how to be the bank.